Hey everyone, welcome back to Ormsby Farm. My name is Casey. So on today's video, I wanted to kind of sit down and talk about why we had pretty much disappeared off of social media and YouTube for the 4 months over last holiday, from about October-ish to March. And talk about a YouTube backlash that we got because of leaving. Or because of not posting as much. So if that is something that interests you, let's sit down and let's talk about it. And let me roll that intro.
I'm coming home.
So what I'm going to do is, because I don't want this to be a long, like, whiny bitch fest of a video, I'm going to go ahead and start a timer here. And we're just going to sit down and talk for a minute on why we disappeared and the YouTube backlash on us not posting for that long. So maybe it was around October. And if y'all have followed us for a while, you know that our internet out here is terrible. I have tried multiple different things. I had to stop streaming. I had to stop doing my lives. We got into a contract with a company, and finally we're able to get out of that contract after back and forth on how it wasn't working. Lost a couple jobs, work from home jobs, because of the internet issues. And it was getting to be all too much. And that was on top of finishing up the gardening and finishing up the canning. And homestead burnout happened. And it's a real thing. And I'm not going to go too much into homesteading burnout and, getting depressed because of that. Because we are actually going to be talking on our podcast, Around the Hay Bale, about that in an episode. We're going to go really into depth on all things homestead burnout. But homestead burnout is a thing, and it hit me roughly around October. Now, if you know, I also did a video prior to that when I was gone for about 2 weeks off of YouTube that talked about the homestead burnout and talked about going through kind of a depressing time during that, and having to pick myself back up and give myself the oomph again to make videos. And it struck again during the holidays, of where I just had no want, and I was in a different kind of place mentally. And so a lot of our videos stopped. And I was doing a lot of collaborations at that time, and I had to back out of a lot of collaborations. One, because we couldn't even upload videos. Two, was because I just wasn't in the headspace at that time to do it. And I will say, for the most part, a lot of the people that were in charge of the collaborations understood. A lot of people that were in charge of the collaborations did it. And it was a really hard pill for me to swallow, being what I thought was part of this homestead community that is supposed to be welcoming and loving and helping kind of community. I felt very blacklisted and very pushed out of the community for having to back out and not being able to do it. And that even put me deeper into a mindset of, what am I even doing? Why am I even doing this anymore? I will say that I have a very close-knit group of my homestead buddies that we talk pretty much daily. And they were there a lot. And the holidays sometimes can be a darker, depressing time for some people, but this just, to be completely honest, without sounding cheesy, it hurt my feelings. And I was very shocked to feel like I was kind of an outsider again after a year of being so close knit with certain YouTubers, and being asked to be in so many collabs. And I love collabs. So that part was a hard part for me. Around that time, I also, because of not being able to do a lot of internet stuff and work from home, I had to go back and get a 9-to-5 job. I was working with a school system in a town near where I lived. And that ended up being drama in itself and spiraling me into more of a mental hole than where I already was. I kind of needed the time over the holidays and the beginning of the year to think, why did I move out to the homestead? Why did I decide to do homesteading in the first place? Because it was nothing like I had envisioned and my plan for myself on the homestead. And so I had decided that I was going to give it a good old hee-ho and leave that 9-to-5 job and try to make a livelihood off the homestead. And it's a very scary jump to make when you're like, okay, I still have a mortgage to pay. I still have this, I still have that. But knowing and trusting in your faith, I think was the biggest thing that got me through it. And so it was probably around March-ish that I put out a video again saying that we were coming back. And I was, at that point, I truly felt like I was mentally ready to get back in the YouTube fight. And I was. I've loved being back. I've loved making videos. The only sad part is that because of issues that happened with the collabs, is like I've been blacklisted from doing collabs or not asked. Like, oh, don't ask Casey, he disappeared. He wasn't able to do it. So I think it's sad. I think, I wasn't going to make this video and do like a call out video on certain people. I mean, the people know who they are. And it's sad because that's not the type of person that they portray on their videos to people. So it was, I wanted to sit down and kind of explain to the loyal group of y'all that stuck with me during this time, on kind of what happened and why. I always said I was going to be very open and honest when I was doing this YouTube channel. And I wanted to do that. I wanted to sit down and talk about that homestead burnout is a real thing. Mental health is a real thing. Check in with your friends. Text them, email them, Instagram them, whatever you do. For someone to show you that they care by hitting you up and seeing how you are can truly brighten someone's day. So yeah, that was, I'm actually under my timer now. So y'all, thanks for sitting down with me for this time and going over and chit-chatting about what happened. Again, I hope to join in on certain collaborations that will allow me coming up, or I may be starting my own. And thank you again for y'all's support over the years with our channel. I hope you're subscribing and pressing the bell, because y'all know my internet's cray-cray. We being big time homesteaders this year. We got chickens, we got turkeys, we got a 3,000 square foot garden. And we're ready to share it all with you. And make sure that you're also following on social media at Instagram and Facebook and TikTok and Twitter. Can't believe I did TikTok, but yeah. So you know all the new posts that I put out. I put out pretty much daily on all of the social medias. But y'all, thanks for sitting down on the porch with me and chatting. Again, thank you to those that were there for us during that time. And we just love y'all. And y'all take care and be blessed.
I'm coming home.